How do we manage our planets now in Stellaris 3.0? After a number of new changes from pop growth to automatic pop resettlement, the way we manage our planets, both on an individual and an empire-wide basis, has definitely changed. Let's jump in and have a look. Just before I jump in, I'd like to say, if you've been enjoying this video and other videos on this channel, consider subscribing. It will help to get my videos out to other players just like you. The first planet you'll have to manage is your homeworld, and your homeworld is a bit of a special case. The reason for this, it is your only world at the start, and you have a specific designation for your homeworld which you can't change, which is the Empire Capital, unless of course you move your Empire Capital. But when you start with your homeworld, you have no other worlds to deal with, to manage, and there are no other planets that your pops can move to. So for instance, I'm going to start here with a commercial zone which provides clerk jobs, and I have some of my workers employed in clerk jobs. Now, I really don't want them to be doing these clerk jobs. I'd rather they were doing something else, something more productive, but I don't have other planets with other possible jobs right now that I could move them to. So the first planet you have, you'll be dealing with a little bit differently to your other planets. I would recommend your first priority on your planet is to try and get maximum pop growth. So at the moment we have a total pop growth of plus 4.87. We want to get up to 6. To do that, we're going to have to increase our planet capacity so that we can get the maximum growth rate. Now, if we clear tile blockers, we'll get an extra plus 4 on this planet to our planet capacity. So if we clear these 3, we can get another 12. That plus 12 would put us at 68. We really, to get to a good zone, we want to be in the 75, 80, 82 plus kind of region. If we build any other districts on our capital, we'll also be reducing our overall planetary capacity, because planetary capacity is number of unused districts multiplied by 4 plus housing. So in this case, a mining district only provides 2 housing, whereas an unused district provides 4 to our planet capacity, so that's a difference of 2. So on our capital, what we're going to want to do is build buildings for extra jobs and build city districts, as well as clearing tile blockers. The tile blockers are going to cost energy, the buildings are going to cost minerals. So I would recommend that you look at building either a research lab or an alloy foundry on your capital at the beginning. Probably not an alloy foundry, because I don't want to push my mineral gain too low at this early stage. Below 30 is not somewhere I really want to be. So I'm going to queue up a research lab, and then I'm going to get to the end of the month and also queue up one of these tile blockers. I'll queue up the sprawling slum just to get that extra pop. Something you are going to want to watch out for on your homeworld as your population grows is that you don't get workers in the wrong job. So I do want to move some of my clerks over, reduce the total number, and that'll push a worker into the technician job. And now I have established my first colony. It's complete, and I want to look at what I want to build first. So I've got 2 population there. They're both working the colonist job, but hopefully that job won't exist for very long. Once I get to 10 population, I can upgrade the planetary administration and get rid of those colonist jobs and get administrative jobs instead. So this planet's got quite a high planetary capacity, 71, that's pretty good. But it's actually something I'm not going to worry about. Until I get to around 15 pops, planetary capacity is going to have quite a small impact on my pop growth and any changes there. At 15 pops, I'm going to start worrying about it, but for now, it's not such a big deal. So what do I want to build? Well, on my capital, I really can't build mining districts, generator districts, or agriculture districts, because they will reduce my planetary capacity. At the moment, I'm getting plus 2.61 pop growth from that planetary capacity being 64. If I were to build new districts on my capital, I would decrease it. So I'm going to build those districts out here on my new colony, Hades, and I'm going to just queue up 1 mining district. Now, something important to note as well, as you queue up districts, they reduce your overall planetary capacity. So you actually don't want to queue up more than 1 district at a time, because if you queue up multiple districts, for instance on my home world, if I queue up, I'm at 64, if I queue up an extra district, Whilst nothing's really happened, my planet cap has gone down to 60 because the number of available districts has decreased by 1 according to the game. And as I said, I don't want to do that here. I'm trying to get maximum pop growth. I've finished my first district on my new colony and I have 2 empty slots. Now if I wait around, I'm going to get some pop growth in 12 months and I'll fill up one of those roles. But I want to get up to 10 population on this planet as fast as possible. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go to my capital and make sure to unemploy one of my clerks. Leaving this clerk unemployed is going to mean it's got a chance of auto-resettling to this planet over here with 2 free jobs. Not only that, I'm actually going to at this point queue up another mining district on this planet because I'm going to want to specialize this planet in being a mining world. In this edition of the game, in 3.0, specializations are really a lot more powerful than they used to be. So I'm going to focus on mining districts here. And something so important to see here is that I no longer have unemployment on Loshiks. I'm still growing this pop, I'm now 4 months away, but that one unemployed pop has made the move and jumped across. So I'm going to force down another pop. And I've now got 5 unemployed clerk jobs that I've reduced. So I'm going to make sure to demolish this commercial zone. I don't want it, I don't need it. And in its place, I will probably build an alloy foundry. Or alternatively, a civilian industries if I'm going to try and push into some sort of tech rush, which I might do in this particular playthrough. It's important to note the reason I'm trying to push pops off my capital is that it's no longer crucial for me to have high pop numbers on my capital to unlock buildings. Buildings are now unlocked by city districts, so I can push population off my capital, and I'm going to keep actually pushing workers off my capital. So I'm going to unemploy another clerk here to try and push them off onto this planet. And now I have my second planet has been established. I'm going to try and build a generator district here, I believe, because I'm going to specialize this into a generator world. Now, I've only got 3 districts here, so that would seem like a bit of a problem. But with the new technology that is available, I haven't researched it yet, but the global power management, the energy building, that will increase the number of technician jobs, an additional 1 per district and 2 more from the building itself. So just these 3 district slots will be able to provide 11 technician jobs, which is almost double the initial number. The specific district availability on a planet isn't so important anymore. Now I'm at 8 population. I think I've only grown 1 pop in total on this world. The rest has come from migrations from my capital where I no longer have any clerks at all, which is something I'm quite happy with. On this planet here though, I have now got some amenities issues, and that only -2 amenities. My capital has -2. That's not really a big deal, only 4% happiness change. But on this planet with only 8 pops, that's an 8% happiness change, putting my stability down to 43%. So what I'm actually going to do is distribute luxury goods just to offset that until I can upgrade my planetary administration. It's now 2210 and we've managed to get this, our first colony, up to 10 population. We've done that through a mixture of maintaining as high pop growth as we can on our homeworld. We're a total of plus 5.92 before technology and an expansion perk. And that's all been pushed out as emigration onto our other planets. So we're getting here a total of 6.75 extra per month, as well as all of the clerks we had initially. We've turned quite a few of them into researchers, but we've now got 28 pops on our homeworld, which is roughly what we started with. And we pushed most of that out onto this planet, Hades. We have got some on this second. We're at 4 there, but now we are able to upgrade the planetary administration. Now I've upgraded my first colony here. I have the planetary administration. I really need to start doing something about these building slots. So I want to increase my alloy production, for instance, but I don't want to decrease my planetary capacity anymore. 65 is, we're starting to get below the limit of where we can even achieve maximum pop growth, which is at, you need to have a planetary capacity of 67 or 68. So my planetary administration is finished on my first colony. I've still got 10 pops there, and my amenities issues are completely solved with the new administrators I have. So what I want to do really is use some of these building slots. Now I want to increase my alloy production. I don't want to decrease my planetary capacity any further. I've only got a planetary capacity of 65 at the moment, which is really the upper limit of where you want to, or the lower limit, sorry, of where you want to be. So I'm going to not build an industrial district, I'm going to build an alloy foundry. And now that my first colony has been upgraded, it's taken the migration pressure somewhat off my capital, and I'm going to start getting some proper pop growth there again. Now, where possible, you'll only want to build 2 types of districts on your planet. The first being city districts to access building slots and to increase planet cap, and the other being whichever specialization you want this world to be, if that's generator, mining, agriculture, or some form of industrial world. Now, on this world you can see I built an extra agriculture district. So the reason for that is twofold. The first, I couldn't build another generator district. I've already got the current maximum, which is 3. And on top of that, I want to make sure that I have jobs available to get to 10 pops. If I don't have jobs available, when a new population grows on my capital, they can't get pushed out and auto-resettled to one of these worlds. Now, to deal with a slight amenities issue I have on my capital, I'm getting minus 9% happiness, which is bringing down my stability somewhat. I want to build either a holo theatre or something which is now actually a really good building, is the luxury residence. It's going to give me amenities, and it's also going to increase my planetary capacity because it's going to increase my housing. At the moment though, I'm doing fine with planetary capacity. I am I'm in the Goldilocks zone. I'm now getting max planet pop growth. If you want to see a further explanation on how to get that max pop growth and where the Goldilocks zone is, the link is down below in the description. So I'm actually going to build a holo theatre here. All right, now I've actually had lots of pops have now moved to this world, Hyperborea, and I can now upgrade my planetary administration there as well. Something you're going to want to take advantage of as well on all of your worlds as soon as possible is pop assembly. To do that, you either need to build a robot assembly plant like this, or if you're a hive mind, you'll need to build a spawning pool, or if you go down the biological ascension route, you can get access to the clone vats. The clone vats do give you pop assembly, biological pop assembly, but I would actually recommend going for the robot. It's still the more powerful of the ascension paths. Unfortunately, that does mean that the psionic ascension doesn't allow you to have access to pop assembly outside of building robots, and you're going to want to be wary of upgrading your robots too far. As you build new city districts on your planets, in order to increase your planet's carrying capacity, you will get these clerk jobs appearing. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you disable the clerk jobs, as you'll want your population to move around your empire to other planets with available jobs once they spawn, once they are created. And as you expand further out and get more colonies, for instance, I've just picked up 2 new colony worlds here, you're going to have pretty much the same process again. The first building I'm going to really throw down is going to be my building that will add pop assembly, because I want to get that up quickly. I'm going to choose one of the initial district types to specialize in. This planet, I think I'm going to go with a mining district as well again, whereas on this planet I think I'm going to go with an agriculture district, and of course the robot assembly first. And I'm obviously going to keep in mind my features. As I get close to around 9 or 10 pops, I'm going to start trying to remove the features I have on my planet, the tile blockers. Something to keep in mind is that as you increase the technology level of your empire and unlock certain traditions, you're going to increase the housing you get from your city districts, which will in turn increase the planet capacity, allowing you to build more of the regular districts, which will decrease your planet capacity. And this should mean that you can end up with more jobs whilst keeping your pop growth at its maximum level. So one of the big changes you need to really adapt to in the new 3.0 is no longer regarding planets of the same type as unique individual ecosystems, but more you need to think of them as all part of kind of the same complicated blob of planet. And as you are making one planet better, all you're really doing is taking a specific aspect of an area that your population can live in and specializing it for one specific thing. For instance, this here is specialized as a generator world, and I'm producing a net of 82 energy, or in total 139, and that's just from 11 technicians there. Another planet here is a mineral output world. I'm producing a total here of 100 minerals per month, and that's only with 16 miners. So it's really important to not focus on the growth of an individual planet, but more kind of focus on a single planet at a time that you're trying to improve, and making sure that your other planets are in the right place for their growth values, making sure that they have no free jobs so that when a new pop is formed, they will become unemployed and can automatically resettle to another place. There are ways you can increase the chance of that resettlement. That'll be, for instance, taking the democratic government type. There's also the star-based building, which you can take, the transit hub, which will increase your automatic resettlement chance as well. And as we get into the late game, the mid and the late game, what we're really going to want to focus on is some key core worlds that we'll be building up to produce a lot of our alloys and a lot of possibly our research. And we've got lots of external worlds with low levels of population that are producing our base resources like our minerals, our food, and our energy. And we want to make sure these core worlds are things like an ecumenopolis or a ring world, because they're going to give us much better bonuses, well, not only to our pop growth on the planet, that's something an ecumenopolis will give, but also to our resource output on that planet. And as we have fewer pops in 3.0, each pop is more valuable, and we want to maximize the output of those pops. So having half of our population on an ecumenopolis is going to be really good if we can get really high output from that. So there's a lot of interesting things that you need to think about in the new system, and a lot of changes you have to adapt to really kind of maximize the output of your empire. No longer can you look at each planet and try to build up each planet to be this thriving world. It's now more of an empire-wide focus with some central worlds and then some rural backwaters. So in summary, what we want to be doing across most of our worlds is not maxing out our regular districts, that's agriculture, industry, mining, and generator. Instead, we want to be alternating between really building city districts, buildings, and individual districts of the same type. So if that planet specialization is energy, we'll be building generator districts there. This will enable us to get the highest pop growth we can on all of our planets, whilst maintaining the best bonuses we can for each individual planet. We'll also need to make sure that we keep track of our unemployment on our planets. Actually having unemployment now is a good thing, because we can start pushing some of our pops by auto-resettling them off to our frontier worlds to build those up as well. Or later on in the game, pushing growth to our core worlds to build those up. Overall, I definitely think the new system is very interesting, and it's one that we all are going to have to get to grips with in an entirely new way. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you've got any feedback or any questions, please leave a comment. And if you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe. In addition, you can also help support this channel on Patreon. Thank you for watching.